Eccentric Soup Kitchen.
If Superman came from Liverpool, he would talk just like Scouser. And with all his special superpowers, he would make the perfect bouncer. And he'd go out to cream at weekends, he'd work bloody hard each day. But he wouldn't stop them criminals, no, he'd help them get away. And if Batman came for Sheffield, he'd work for Arnold Labour. They've got to a hit Birmingham, here to the world of favour. The comic got it all wrong, the film ruined it for me. I swear I saw the whole count on the piss. On the piss in Barnsley. If Wonder Woman came from Newcastle, then Geordie lads would love her. As she parade along the old docks in that golden tassel number, and all those other dolled up birds, they wouldn't be able to touch her. She'd be the angel of the north. She'd be Alan Shearer's lover. And if Batman came for Sheffield, he'd work for Arnold Labour. They've got to a hit Birmingham, here to the world of favour. The comic got it all wrong, the film ruined it for me. I swear I saw the whole cat on the piss. On the piss in Barnsley. Spider-Man was a cockney, he would get stuck on the tube. He'd live in Finsbury Park, he's always liked the spicy food. He'd visit Buckingham Palace, Marble Archery, Mayfair. And because he climbs up buildings, he wanted to use the apples and pears. But if Batman came for Sheffield, he'd work for Arnold Labour. If God to a hit Birmingham, here to the world of favour. The comic got it all wrong, the film ruined it for me. I swear I saw the whole cat on the piss. On the piss, eating a curry and enjoying his meal and having a wonderful evening with all his friends at Baltic Yowza.
Alright, Richard, hello.
Hello.
How the devil are you?
Not so bad. So how are you?
Yeah, I'm alright, you know. Not one to complain. That song we just started with was our first contribution, so I'm very excited about that. And that was by Friends of Batman. You can go to myspace.com/Friends of Batman, one word, and there's more songs there. It's a guy in Sheffield. He's you can go see them in Sheffield or around Sheffield. And I like him. I think it sounds good. I like the songs. The songs are funny. I like the cello on it. Friend of a friend sent them in. I've never met him before or heard of them, and had the MP3, the song that just started off the podcast. We've got another song about a randy dog that we're going to end the podcast with, and I'm just dead chuffed that we've got them. I like the songs. Jim, Friend of Batman. I'm not sure if it's Jim, Friend of Batman, or just Friends of Batman. I'm not even sure if it's a three-piece or a one-piece, just one guy. I thought it was all one guy, but then you go on the MySpace page, and it looks like there's three of them. So anyway, if Jim, Friend of Batman, is listening, send us more music. And like I said, I'm going to play another song at the end.
So it goes on theme tune now.
Still want people to send stuff in. I asked Martin, because you know people with they can record on their iPods or MP3 players. They've got little mics on them.
Alright.
Yeah, and I asked Martin to do something, Martin McNaught, and he was gonna like go to the doctors and just give me an account of his sitting in the doctors, but he never did it. And he recorded something, but he wouldn't send it to me because he said it sounded crap. It was just him talking about mountain climbing or something. And then another Martin Herbert, he he emailed me saying, I've got a date. Do you want me to record all the crap I'm going to come out with during my date? And I thought that was a brilliant idea. I thought he could go to the toilet and say, right, it's 20 minutes in and it's going like this. But he didn't do it. But if people did stuff like that, yeah, it'd be brilliant if people... So that's the idea. So we're still looking for anything like that. Absolutely anything. Especially like if you're doing something and you can do a report and you can record it on your MP3 player and just drag them off as MP3s and email them. And I just say don't worry about what it's going to sound like, because it all gets edited, as you probably when you listen to the last one, it all gets chopped up and it sounds alright, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, and also to make it clear, where are you at the moment?
Albany, New York.
And what time is it?
6:30
in the morning. Yeah. And I'm in London. It's 11:30 in the morning. I don't think that was really clear on the last one.
Right.
But it's just that idea that we can talk to anybody anywhere, and
hands across the nation.
Hands across the ocean. Or the pond, as you probably call it now. So what else has been happening?
Not much. It's been a quiet week.
It's quiet.
Oh no, I'm still waking up.
Ellery Queen's Minute Mysteries. This is Ellery Queen with a case I call the Bad Man's Bad Man. The descendant of a famous Western cattle baron tried to sue a writer for using his grandfather's name in a story. The plot was so close to an episode that happened in real life, the descendant was suing for libel. In the story, the villain stops a cattle drive by setting up barbed wire. When I asked the descendant when his grandfather died, he told me in 1870. Now, you have no case, I told him. And in a moment, I'll tell you why. In the case of the Bad Man's Bad Man, the descendant said his grandfather died in 1870. Barbed wire wasn't invented until 4 years after that, so there couldn't be any libel intended. Listen again to Ellery Queen's Minute Mysteries.
News.
There was one thing I wanted to talk about. There's a woman in Newcastle.
Mm-hmm.
She'd been in a coma, and she woke up. And when she woke up, she was speaking with a Jamaican accent.
I saw this.
Speaking with a strong Geordie accent, for all her life.
Yeah.
And it's this false accent syndrome.
Foreign accent syndrome.
Foreign accent.
Yeah.
Which I thought was just really weird.
Did you see the video clip of her?
Oh no!
On the
Didn't realize there was a clip
BBC.
of it.
Yeah, on the BBC News website, they've got a video of her talking. They had her on Richard and Judy talking, and Richard had to do his Jamaican accent, didn't he?
Oh no!
Which was just cringeworthy. And he was serious. He wasn't trying to be funny. He was like, "Yeah, you're talking with the real Jamaican lilt." It was horrible. But yeah, she's not happy about it, and she does sound. It wavers. Sometimes she sounds a bit Geordie, and then sometimes she does sound Jamaican. But if you go to the BBC News website and search for video, you can listen to her. I might, if you've got the little window on your iTunes, I might try and put like a link to that up there if people are interested in that.
Yeah, actually, one of the other cases of it was in Belgium. I think during the war, and the woman ended up speaking with a strong German accent, and ended up being ostracised by all her friends. So it's the middle of the war, she's going around with a German accent.
It's better than being shot. I saw a couple of stories. There's one in Kiev. Guy, this happens all the time, but a guy who climbed it in the line enclosure and said, "God will save me if he exists." Lowered himself by a rope into the enclosure. And the lioness went straight for him and severed his carotid artery. So maybe God doesn't exist.
Or maybe I was just blinking at that moment.
Yeah. And the other one was in Berlin. A 440-pound German man was run over, but they said his extra body mass prevented him from suffering fatal injuries. The Volkswagen Polo. The guy was on a bicycle and he braked and fell off in front of the car. And it went straight over him, but it didn't hurt him. It said somebody smaller would probably not have been so lucky. Oh, he had a dislocated hip. That's all he had. No scratches and a bloody nose from the underside of the vehicle. So, I suppose he was lucky.
Yeah, because I'm sure he's thought, about maybe I should diet this week, or it's not good for my health.
Yeah, I know. I'm shortening my
Well,
lifespan.
no, he's just been vindicated. He's probably going to have stuff in his face.
Well, his doctor,
Yes!
his doctor is like, you've knocked 15 years off your life with all this extra weight.
Calling his mum up.
It's an excuse to get even fatter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just so nothing can hurt him.
Thinking of that, there's actually a suit motorcyclists can get now that's got airbags built into the jacket in the back. And you have a little tag that you connect permanently to the bike, so if you get pulled off the bike in an accident, it automatically inflates.
That sounds good. Does it work, though?
Yeah. They only had computer models of how it would inflate. But apparently it does work and they sell it, so. But maybe you could have a similar thing for pedestrians.
Well, no, it should be on the car, shouldn't it? It should be when the car hits you, the airbag should come out of the car rather than just inside.
Oh, yeah.
The car
Like
should
in
just...
the bumper.
Yeah, it'd push you away, wouldn't it?
Yeah. You go smashing into a building or...
Yeah. Well, then they need to put them on buildings as well. And like you say, if you got some pedestrian airbag trousers, you'd be covered. Oh, the other thing is just don't leave the house.
True.
Don't drive.
And with the internet, you don't have to.
Just stay on the internet and you get everything you need, apart from food. You can get that delivered. What's been happening on public broadcasting over there? The Lawrence Welk?
Not a lot. It's been pretty dull.
Lawrence
Well,
Welk
obviously
show?
there was all the 5th of July,
5th
4th of July even.
Yeah.
Event celebrations.
Americans are celebrating independence from us on the 4th of July, aren't they?
Yeah. I hold my own. I have a flag I put up and I throw potatoes at random
exactly.
passerbys.
Exactly. Well, you should maybe start a 5th of July. Oh no, the 3rd of July celebration. The last day of English rule. Just celebrate that, how great it was, and how things have gone downhill since.
You never had it so good.
Yeah, you can get some old outfit and walk around the streets of Albany shouting the British are coming through all the letterboxes.
No, the British are going.
Yeah, yeah. And you'll be sorry. I've actually been to the point where they landed. It's in Connecticut, isn't it?
Well, they're pilgrims.
No,
Or they're English.
when the British are coming, when the Paul Revere, whoever it was, when he saw
Oh.
the ships coming. And now there's a little statue. They were called the Minutemen, weren't they? Because they all
Yeah.
didn't they run and we all got passed on like that, didn't it, or something? I don't know.
Computer game reviews. Hello?
Oliver.
Yeah.
Well, I had to call you on your landline because your Skype phone's not working.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a shame. Do you think it's broken?
Might be.
Is this going to affect the quality of your computer game review?
Huh?
Is it going to affect the quality of your game review?
No.
It's not going to put you off?
Nope.
Alright then. What game are you going to review?
K9 game on the internet.
K9 on the internet.
Yeah.
You said you're going to do Sims 2.
Yeah, I know, but you to do this.
Alright, so how can you find the K9 game?
Just went on games on Doctor Who.
What's the website address?
www.bbc.co.uk/Doctor Who, and then you go on the game.
And what's the K9 game?
Well, you've got to, with your K9, and you do some of the stories from last series. And just go through it.
And what?
You've got to do the stories of Rose as K9 and End of the World, World War III, The Empty Child and New Earth as
And-
K9.
And you've done it, yeah?
Yeah.
You finished it?
And then if you collect all the batteries in each level, you get a download.
How many Ingy thumbs up do you give it out of 10?
7.
7. I didn't. Last month's got 8, didn't it?
Yeah, but that was a good game. But 7's still good.
Yeah, 7's still pretty good. Alright, well, that's it, I think.
Yep.
Anything else?
Nope.
Anything else interesting happening?
No.
Maybe you've just got your little video camera, haven't you?
Yeah.
Maybe you can send a video in and we can put it up on the website. You know, the podcast has got its own website and its own video section. So will you make something for there?
What would I just email it to you?
Sorry?
Would I just email it to you?
Yeah. I'll put it on a disc, and if it's big, put it on a disc and post it down to me, and I'll put it on the
Yeah.
website.
Right.
It's got to be copyright free. Do you know what that means?
Nope.
You can't use material that belongs to anybody else, like pictures or music. It's got to all come from you, yeah? It's got to be all original. Alright then.
Right.
I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Film and television.
Last Doctor Who last night.
Yeah, I'll have to try and get it online.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Well, I think it's been a really good series.
Yeah, it's been...
Some bits have been a bit campy.
Yeah, it's been a bit mixed for me. But it was like... Have you seen like the penultimate one?
Yeah.
So you've seen the Sidemen and everything?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a good, like, big epic 2-part story to end with, and Sidemen versus Daleks. It was, it was sort of stuff that, as a kid watching Doctor Who, you always thought about, but was never.
Oh yeah, I must admit, like just watching it when I saw the Daleks come out, it was like, yes.
Yeah, I know.
The kid in me just went, yeah.
Yeah. And they, I mean, obviously, they're aware of that because Russell T Davies is such a fan. In fact, I don't know if you remember, but John Head, who's a friend of ours who makes full-size Daleks, he, when Russell T Davies got commissioned for Queer as Folk, or got paid for Queer as Folk, which is his first big thing, he commissioned 2 Daleks off John.
Ah, right.
Do you remember that?
Yeah. I know John had done a few for the people, but...
Yeah, the first thing he did when he got some money was commission 2 Daleks off John Head, and now he's doing Doctor Who, so... He's got his
Yeah, a lot of them are really well written.
Yeah, I mean, some of the funnier ones, I mean, are all right, but I understand why they're there, and but it does balance all that really well. Sorry,
he does explore some good ideas, themes like with Sarah came back and the idea of leaving assistants behind, and
and the idea of him being quite lonely as well. That is something that was never dealt with in the other one, but this idea that he's sort of, and they've made him like the last Time Lord, and just the idea that but he also chose to go off by himself, and the idea that he can't really ever be with anybody because he sort of lives forever, and that sort of vampire type thing. But yeah, they're all good. It's all stuff that was there, but it was never something that they went into. I mean, but that idea of like a story arc throughout 13 episodes was never something that they did.
No.
But I don't. You couldn't really do it any other way now, could you?
No, it's the obviously a bit more, not cleverer, but want a bit more from the drama now.
Yeah, yeah. And there's all sorts in there in the new. I mean, it's a bit like Buffy, like Billy. It's a bit like Buffy. And it's still very British, and that's good.
Yeah.
There's stuff in it that you can't imagine coming from anywhere else. That's what they're the best bits for me.
They could
Just
use
the
new corridors, though.
It could do with what? More corridors.
Some new ones.
I know they recycle them, but that's just the same as the old one, isn't it?
Well, it is a bit, but it's like, well, that was from the very first episode.
Yeah,
that was from the Dalek episode.
I know. Bits of it still do look like it needs more money on it, but I'm sure they're spending a fortune on it. When you download it, what sort of quality picture do you get?
Perfect.
But you watch it on the computer.
Yeah.
And it's so. How do they do that? Has somebody
recorded it either in high definition? Yeah, probably like on a TiVo. Do you have those in England?
They tried to set it up over here, but it didn't take off.
Well, something like that. High definition recording, then they just convert it to computer file and spread it out there.
So, but they must be doing that like as soon as it's been broadcast.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so there was a couple episodes that people tried to go out too fast, and there was all jumps and clips in it.
Oh, right.
Some of the aficionados put out their version, saying, "Don't rush. Let's do it properly." Star Trek fans who are jonesing because there's no more Star Trek being made over here at the minute. It's just all repeats. So they're making their own episodes,
Right.
which, you know, sounds quite good. Except they're just shooting them in front of a green screen and using like stills just grabbed from old episodes.
Yeah.
So it looks like a 1970s BBC science fiction series.
Yeah.
You know, like the background perspective never changes. They've got big thick black lines around them.
Yeah.
And all the effects they're very proud of doing themselves on a computer. And it looks like whole place is old Atari.
I know.
They've just obviously like filmed like a little flash pot going off. So it looks incredibly 70s.
I haven't actually seen it, but I saw some Star Trek fans have made a like a Brokeback Star Trek, like, but it's serious. They've done like a sort of male love story on the Enterprise.
No man's gone before.
But they're meant to be doing a prequel, aren't they? A young Kirk and Spock big film.
All right.
Yeah, with Matt Damon is the rumour.
Oh yeah, I noticed we've got the remake of Miami Vice to look forward to.
Well, I know.
That's just coming out of here.
But Michael Mann's a good filmmaker, but I don't know.
Yeah, but why go over the same old stuff again?
Yeah.
Truth is stranger than fiction. And this is the proof. This is Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Colonel Peter Jefferson, who was the father of President Thomas Jefferson, could simultaneously upend 2 hogsheads of tobacco, each weighing 1,000 pounds. Believe it or not. In a moment, I'll tell you about one of the strangest robberies in all history. In Lucerne, Switzerland, a grave robber in the mausoleum of General Ludwig Pfeiffer's wife got the scare of his lifetime. The general's wife, who had been interred in the mausoleum the night before, suddenly sat up in her coffin and screamed at him. The lady was still very much alive. Madame Pfeiffer, clad only in a shroud, walked all the way home and lived another 20 years. But she never smiled again. Believe it or not.
So that's the end of episode 2. We still need contributions, anything, music or people who have an idea or people who can record on their portable MP3 players and might want to go out and do a little report on something that maybe they're going through or something that they're going to do. Anything, absolutely anything. You can email it to me, Marcus, at electricsoupkitchen.com, or if you know Richard, email it to richard at electricsoupkitchen.com, or go to the website www.electricsoupkitchen.com, and you can get the latest episodes there. You can subscribe through iTunes or an RSS feed. That's it. We're gonna do. We're gonna have one more song from Friends of Batman, or Jim, Friend of Batman, whichever it is. This is called Doing the Dog, and after that we're going to have some old time radio, The Legend of Batman, in tribute to Jim, Friend of Batman, and as a thanks for sending us the music. Okay, that's it. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Strap on your noses, strap on your tails, we got a new position, it's illegal in Wales. Kiss me like an animal, let me sniff you too, sure be howling on a roof toss when I'm dogging your bush. We're doing the dog, we're doing the dog. We're doing the dog. We're doing the dog. Don't give us pedigree, chumma champa chappy, cause we're not hungry that way. Hey! And when you shake your tail, I feel sleazy, make me feel so gay. In a happy way. We do the dog. We're doing the dog. We're doing the dog. We're doing the dog. The dog. We're doing the dog. We do the dog. The dog. We're doing the dog. We do the dog. The dog. We're doing the dog. We're doing the dog. The dog. That's alright. To let someone go not to thoroughbred. I got a thing for all the bitches in the milkman's leg. How we can take on all the Dobermans, Rottweilers, just like a Yorkshire Terrier. I'm gonna bury you.
And Robin, the dynamic duo, the Caped Crusaders fighting for righteousness and battling the evil forces of crime. Batman and Robin. In reality, Bruce Wayne and his young ward, Dick Grayson, live at the Wayne Townhouse in Gotham City, where only their butler, Alfred, knows the secret of their true identities. From their hidden Batcave, with their fully equipped scientific laboratory deep beneath the Wayne house, using the powerful Batmobile and Batplane, with their own amazing physical skills and knowledge of criminology, Batman and Robin are able to strike out against the forces of evil wherever they may be in the world. But where did they begin? How and why did Bruce Wayne become the Batman and Dick Grayson, Robin? This is the true story, the legend
of Batman and Robin. Bruce Wayne was the only child born to Gotham City's millionaire Thomas Wayne and his wife Martha. As the only heir to wealth and power, young Bruce was raised by his parents in the finest traditions of life. They were proud of his excellent scholastic record and his achievements as an athlete. One fateful summer evening, when young Bruce and his parents were walking home to their townhouse on their way back from a nearby dinner party...
Gosh, it's certainly a nice night, isn't it?
Yes, but it's awfully dark here. Thomas, isn't the street unusually dark?
Yes, the street lights seem to be out. Sorry we didn't take the car now.
Can't move any of you, and you won't get hurt.
Oh.
Watch out, he's got a gun.
What is this?
It's a stick-up, buddy. And I'll start with that nice jewelry you're wearing, lady.
No, my necklace.
Yeah.
Oh.
Take your hands off my wife.
Mister, I told you to be quiet or else. Give me that purse, too, lady.
Oh.
How dare you give me that gun?
No, Thomas!
I warned you. You asked for it.
Dad!
You killed him! Help! Police!
I'm gonna have to shut you up, too, lady.
Mother! No! You murderer!
You punk. You're next. The gun's jammed. I gotta get out of here. Fast!
Mother! Dad! Oh, no.
The gangster's bullets killed his parents and made an orphan out of young Bruce. The terror and shock of that terrible moment and the thought of revenge against the criminal haunted the lonely boy until finally he made a decision and wrote an historic entry in his diary.
And I swear, by the spirits of my parents, to avenge their deaths by spending the rest of my life fighting criminals. I will make war on crime.
As the years passed and the boy grew into manhood, he used his family inheritance for this one dedicated purpose. Working in almost total isolation, training his mind and his body as no man had ever done. He became a master scientist, building his own vast laboratory beneath the house. He read and studied all the literature of criminology and police science, and he trained his body to physical perfection until he was able to perform amazing athletic feats and master the arts of self-defense. Throughout the years of study, Bruce's only companion was the family butler, Alfred, who had helped to look after young Bruce after his parents' death.
Mr. Wayne, sir, it's terribly late. Hadn't you better retire soon?
Alfred, it's 10 years tonight since my parents were...
Yes, sir, I know. And you've hardly left the house at all these past few weeks.
All these years, my research, my studies. It's time I put them to work, Alfred. I think I'm ready now to fulfill that vow. I have my equipment, my weapons, and my father's fortune to use. Now it's time for action. I've kept my plans secret from the world for a reason. I must have a disguise.
A disguise, sir?
Yes. Criminals are a superstitious, cowardly lot. So my disguise will be able to strike terror into their hearts. I must be a creature of the night. Black, mysterious. What's that?
Something outside in the garden. Oh, look there, flying against the moon. It's a bat, sir.
A bat? That's it, Alfred. It's an omen. The perfect disguise. I shall become a bat.
And thus was born the Caped Crusader, the figure of the dark, this avenger of evil, the Batman. As the Batman, Bruce Wayne was able to design his own special, terrifying symbols. His mask and cape, his utility belt with special tools and weapons, the Batmobile, and the powerful Batplane, all with secret hiding places, enabling him to strike out at will against the forces of evil. Soon the Batman became a legend in Gotham City and elsewhere. As the strange, secret figure of the Batman swiftly brought criminal after criminal to justice, the police were quick to use his help and rely on the Batman in time of need.
Hello, Commissioner Gordon speaking. Is this the governor? Ah, good. Now, you'll be glad to know I received an answer from Batman today.
No, we still don't know who he really is. We'll continue to investigate, though. But frankly, I almost don't care who he is, as long as he keeps up the good work. Yes, Governor. He's agreed to let us install a special private telephone line here on my desk, along with the searchlight signal on the roof. That way we can send out a call for Batman instantly, whenever we need him. No, he insists upon having the telephone installed privately so we can't trace the other end. Yes, I think it's an excellent idea. We'll call it the Bat Phone. Yes.
The exploits of the Batman soon filled the newspapers. Television and radio spread word of his conquests to all parts of the land. In the underworld, gang leaders met in secret hideaways to discuss new ways and means of protecting themselves against this deadly adversary. And in even more sinister ways, crime continued to spread its evil roots. In Gotham City, a shred of broken rope was about to weave its way into Batman's life and his future. Bruce Wayne had established the Wayne Foundation, an organization for research and sponsorship of worthwhile projects in the public interest.
Good afternoon. This is the Wayne Foundation.
Hello, Miss Marshall. This is Bruce Wayne.
Yes, Mr. Wayne.
Is today the day that the Foundation is taking that group of orphans to the circus?
Oh, yes, and I'm glad you called. The director of the orphanage just called. He's ill, and we'll have to get someone else to drive his group of children over there. I'm bringing 2 other groups, and I can't.
Well, why don't I bring them myself? It's pretty late in the day to call anyone else, and, well, I haven't been to a circus in a long time.
Well, of course, Mr. Wayne. That's a wonderful idea, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Let me give you the address of the orphanage. Enjoying yourself, Mr. Wayne?
Yes, Miss Marshall. I forgot how exciting the circus is. And these children are really having fun. Look at them.
Yes, I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the next trick, the Flying Graysons will perform an unbelievable feat on the high trapeze. Father, mother, and son, all 3 will attempt a simultaneous double somersault without the use of the net.
Without a net? Isn't that very dangerous?
Yes, it is. But they're very good, those Graysons. And that boy of theirs is fantastic. For his age, he's one of the best young acrobats I've ever seen.
There they go. Oh, look.
Come on! A 2!
The trapeze! The rope is broken.
They're falling.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain in your seats.
Oh, terrible. All 3 of them.
Miss Marshall, stay here with the children.
Where are you going?
I want to see the owner of this circus. Those ropes are tested before every performance. They can't just break like that.
Moving swiftly, Bruce Wayne disappears into the crowd. Moments later, he reappears at the office of the circus manager, but now in his guise as Batman.
Where is the owner of this circus? Mr. Brady.
Here, I'm Brady. What are you... Batman?
Yes. I want to show you something, Brady. Look at this rope from the trapeze. You see this here? These strands were cut, not broken. The Graysons' fall was deliberately planned. They were too experienced to have an accident like this.
Yes, I know. Look, come into my private office here. I must talk to you.
All right, Brady. What do you know about this?
Batman, I wasn't going to tell anyone about this, but the Graysons, they're my star performers.
They were, Brady. Never again.
Oh, no, they...
The mother and father are dead. The boy is injured, but he'll be all right. Now start talking. Who would want to murder the Graysons?
Racketeers, those gangsters.
What?
I didn't dare tell anyone. They threatened me. They wanted me to pay them protection money because I refused. They must have decided to kill my star act.
Why didn't you go to the police right away?
I was afraid of what they'd do to me, but I never thought they'd do anything like this. It's awful. That poor kid, Dick Grayson, he has no other family to see his parents killed like
All
that.
right, Brady, pull yourself together. Now give me the whole story. Who are they? What did those men look like? Can I see him now, Doctor?
Yes, Batman, but not for long. I have given him a sedative so he can rest.
Right. Dick? Dick Grayson, I want to talk to you.
Batman?
I thought you'd want to know, Dick. We have a good lead to the criminals who killed your parents. I hope to have them behind bars very soon.
What good will it do? It won't bring my parents back.
Dick, if it helps any, I know how you feel. When I was your age, my parents were killed by criminals, too.
I have no one now. I'm alone, an orphan.
So was I, Dick. I'm an orphan, too.
You, too?
Yes. The death of my parents, just like yours, made me decide to dedicate my whole life to fighting crime.
If only I could do something like that, it would help avenge their death. Look, Batman, if I'm like you, I've got the same reason for wanting to fight crime. Let me join you, please. I could help. You'd have somebody to share your fight.
It would be nice to have a companion. With your acrobatic ability, plus what I could teach you, maybe you could make the grade.
I know I can do it, Batman. Give me a chance.
Well, I really hadn't thought of it before, but I could adopt you legally as my ward. You'd be the only other person who knows my secret identity, besides Alfred.
Alfred? Who's that?
You'll meet him, Dick. Very soon, I think. But right now, you'd better try to get some rest. If you're going to become the Batman's companion, you'll be starting a training schedule with me that'll keep you working day and night.
Good. Look forward to working.
Dick? Doctor, he's asleep, I think, now.
Good. And he's going to be all right, I think.
He's going to be more than all right, Doctor. I'll see to that. That's it, Dick. Now, using judo, you're unarmed, and I come up behind you like this with a gun in your back.
And I do this.
Right. I'm powerless now. Now look at the screen. This is a highly magnified picture of hairs found in a hat at the scene of a crime. What do they tell you about the criminal?
Well, he was balding because the hairs have roots on them, proving they were not cut or pulled out, but fell out.
Right. Now, Dick, cut in the supercharger. Watch the tachometer. That's it. You can handle the Batmobile as well as I can.
Now, in breaking down a random code, you first look for the frequency of repeated letters of the alphabet. The most common?
Well, let's go over the utility belt once more.
Okay. In here, explosive pellets. In here, smoke screen cartridges. In here, the flares.
Excuse me, gentlemen, but dinner is waiting, and... My Master Dick, what are you wearing?
His new identity, Alfred. I think Dick is finally ready to join the Batman. But Dick Grayson has become Robin, the Boy Wonder.
So the dynamic duo was born. The Batman and Robin, fighting side by side in a common cause. Now operating together as a team, Batman and Robin bring their first case to a successful conclusion in the office of Police Commissioner Gordon.
And there you are, Commissioner. A complete confession of the murder of the Graysons.
And enough evidence to get the rest of the gang that was working the protection racket set up for a nice long vacation.
The two of you seem to have done a very thorough job. It isn't enough having one of you a mystery, not knowing who you really are, Batman. But now there's two of you. Well, it's downright embarrassing. I don't mind telling you I've had three of my best men tailing you for the past 2 weeks, trying to find out just who you really are. And it's hopeless. They've done no good at all.
Oh, gosh, don't say that, Commissioner. They've done me a lot of good.
What?
Oh, sure. Batman's been able to show me all the different ways of losing people that are following you. It's been a big help to me.
Will you... Get out of here, both of you, before I lose my temper.